you make it into a ball, it's easier, but all that is so stiff.
Yeah.
Because it's pagan. Thank you all for coming.
Morning.
Today is going to be a good day. And we're going to pass a smudge around after. And if anybody doesn't want to smudge, just step back while it's being passed around. We'll do that first.
Hey, don't go on it, you. You better. You go with me if you want it to go. It's true.
Okay, wet this. I did have some in the porch. I did too. It's all right. Oh, if I don't comfortable, it's all right. Open bottles after, so one of you can bless the water, cold water. I guess you could do it for now. You know, get you to say the prayer. You don't have to say it. You just say the prayer. Yeah, that's good. We're doing snow right the water especially. I could just put that down here. Put it in. It doesn't burn my... Kway everyone.
Kway.
Kebaowek for Kebaowek. I said thank you all for coming this morning. This special day. It's June 21st, the longest day of the year. And now I'm going to ask Melissa to bless the water. And it's very nice to see all of you in the circle this morning. And if we can face the east doorway for a minute, so we just make our presence known. Dishnakas, Izawazi, Migizi, Waikoks, and Kwe, Makwa, Dodem. My name is Eagle Rainbow Woman, and the bear is my clan. Kebaowek Kjebnido, Kebaowek Mishomis Kokomis, Kebaowek Jesus, Tibik Jesus, Kebaowek, and Ike Mishomis Wabanig, Kebaowek Jesus, Benard, Kebaowek Yeminin Hishagad. Kebaowek and Ishnabe Mikan Game Musayang. Kebaowek Himadaziwan. Kebaowek Wabanong. Kebaowek Shawanong. Kebaowek Shagabianong. Kebaowek Kiwadenong. We humbly come before you, Creator, Grandfather, Grandmother, Father Sky, Mother Earth, and to the ancestors who have gone on before us. We give thanksgiving today for the rising of the sun, Jesus, as it makes its way across the sky. Once again, it does this every day. We honor the sun and the Creator for a new day of life, of warmth and light. We ask for that energy for a new day. We say Kebaowek for all that we are blessed with. To the water, Nibi, which gives us life. To the animals who gives up their lives so that we may continue to live. To the trees, the plants, the rocks, the swimmers, the crawlers, the winged ones that fly. We come together with each other, with each our own thoughts and beliefs as we give thanksgiving to the dawn of this new day. And if you want to turn around, turn outwards. And I want to say something that has been asked of Chief Orwell Looking Horse today. He wants us to have a collective prayer and a collective offering for the earth. chief Orville-looking horse is the keeper of the sacred buffalo calf pipe. He asked all nations to pray together on this day for the sake of Grandmother Earth. She cannot take any more. So we ask for the healing of the Mother Earth and the waters, for the balance to be restored. Because as we all can see what is happening right now, we all need to put our prayer thoughts in remembering the earth, because the earth, the Mother Earth, is the one that gives us life. We get everything from Mother Earth, and without that, we will have hard times. So when I read this the other day, I felt very emotional, because I think of the future generations, the ones that are not yet born, and for the ones that are making their way up in life now. So it really struck my heart whenever I read that message, because it's a message to all of us and for the people across the earth, and a lot of people are doing this today. And I asked each one of you to send out your own prayer thoughts and your own feeling, whatever it is that you carry inside of you. For Mother Earth, she is the source of our life. We send love and light out to the world, to our community, our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and to the future generation, to our loved ones, and to the ones that have gone home, to all who need our prayers in times of need. Kichimigwech kina ego kimishayan jenedo kichimigwech, and with your own prayer thoughts, I ask that you come to the fire, and you pick up some tobacco if you want, and offer it to the fire, and ask for whatever it is that you need in your own being. So, you want to start?
We can go the same time. You multitasker that one.
Beautiful to see a little girl in our circle. One day she'll be taking over this. We honor this water because it gives us life. Without water, there would be no life. So we must honor and respect all things that we are given each day. And we say, miigwech.
Miigwech.
As we come to the closing of our ceremony, for the honor that we have given our Mother Earth today, I will sing a song that came to me, because sometimes in life songs are given to you. So I will sing this song for all of creation, for all of you. Anybody else have anything to say? Lisa? Anybody? Well, I would like to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for coming to join our circle. It's so beautiful for us to be together, to share in everything, laughter, stories, whatever comes to your heart, and we all need each other. And sometimes we live far away from one another, and to the people that have come, I really say thank you. And to my daughter that has come a long way to be with me this morning. I'm very proud that she's here. And to my granddaughter Melissa for helping, and to our firekeeper Lloyd, I say a big thank you. And if anybody else has to share, I would ask you to do it now. And I love all the smiles on your faces this morning. It's going to be a good day.
Indeed.
Back to us, I think, today, especially of all days, is a good day to be Indian, no matter what. And I think that's something that we have to really, think about, because that means something different to each of us, But I think, us joining and coming in a circle is, it's always special and sacred, and we have to remember that. And I know some of us are new to this, and some of us, have been, doing this a lot longer, I guess. But at the same time, it's about our people coming together because, as Noella was saying, she was talking about, it's not just us here today, it's our future generations that we always have to think about. So it's really great to see each and every one of you here today and be taking part in this, and hope you have all a good day. It will be a good day. Absolutely. So,
Be good, Noella, for the prayers this morning. Thank you everyone for being here. Our circle is getting bigger every time we do this, and which is really nice to see new faces. I'm not going to repeat what Chief Robinson had said, but we need to continue practicing our traditions. It's coming back slowly, one step at a time. And I'm really glad to see everyone here this morning. We're going to have a great day. There's a lot of activities that are going to take place here. So we're going to have a feast as well. So I hope I see you all here throughout the day. Just to come out, hang out, tell your stories, share your experience or whatever you want to share. It's time for us to get to know one another. I think it's going to be a good day to do that. And even not today, but every day, we should reach out to one another, because some of our people are having hard times with addictions or whatever they're dealing with. We always should say hi, how you doing? As I try to make that effort to make people feel comfortable and that they're not alone. And that's one thing that we need to do, is make sure that the vulnerable people know that they're not alone, that we're here to try to support them in every way that we can. So thank you for the ceremony this morning. Thank you, Firekeeper, for being here. It was a hustle bustle. I flew on the ground, but I'm here. Thank you for Chief Lisa and Chief Lance for being here. Councillor Yogi. It shows that, the communities are working together. I've been working with Wolf Lake now on many different projects, and it's been fantastic. Me and Melissa has been working and organizing different events together with her and her staff as well. So this is the way it should be. Communities come together, get to know one another, learning the ceremonies, learning the prayers all together. So thank you everyone for being here.
And thank you, Melissa, for your help. Just about closes it out. So have a good day, everyone. Enjoy what the day brings.
Okay. Some different activities, and some people came here today for the youngest, but I know your face, I think.
My name is Ted Nolan. I was born and raised on the Garden River First Nation outside of Sault Ste. Marie, and I'm a former professional hockey player. I played with the Detroit Red Wings and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I was very fortunate to coach in the NHL also with the Buffalo Sabres and New York Islanders, and had a unique opportunity to coach overseas, and I coached Latvia in the 2014 Sochi Winter Games.
It's your first time here at Kebaowek?
No, I came back here back in the day when I first started playing hockey. I came up to visit the kids back then, and now I got my two kids with me.
Your two kids, I'm pretty sure they play hockey.
Yeah, my name's Brandon Nolan, one of the three Nolans. Used to play professional hockey for 5 years, played a little bit with the Carolina Hurricanes and a couple of other minor pro teams. And the last couple of years, we've really, just since 2013, we just try and get to as many Indigenous communities as we can to teach hockey skills and try to motivate the youth. And that's kind of exactly what we're doing here today.
Yeah, definitely. We love working together, love coming to these communities. So, my name is Jordan Nolan, and I played 12 years professional hockey, where I played with the LA Kings, where I won 2 Stanley Cups. I played for the Buffalo Sabres, the St. Louis Blues. I was also part of their Stanley Cup winning team. And now we're here as the Three Nolans, kind of running these events and trying to help the youth kind of learn about themselves and hopefully inspire them to do something great.
I'm pretty sure it's really special to touch the Stanley Cup.
Oh, it was. I tell you, growing up, we didn't come anywhere near that Stanley Cup. So to have my son Jordan, Brandon's brother, to bring the Stanley Cup back to our First Nation community in Garden River, not once but twice, and to let our community members celebrate, and surrounding communities come up to Garden River to celebrate. The first time we took it on top of the bridge, we had a nice gathering. The second time we had a powwow with the Stanley Cup. So it was kind of a very unique opportunity with both. It was a special time. Yeah, it's one of those things. We obviously I didn't put Brandon and Jordan in hockey to win the Stanley Cup. Put them in hockey to learn how to play sport and make friends and go trips every once in a while. And sports can teach us so much. So that's the reason we put them in hockey. And all of a sudden their skill level took them to another level that they both played in the National Hockey League. So it was kind of a special opportunity for our family to watch, and our citizens of Garden River to be very proud of.
Young.
For today, we're just going to do like some stick handling, various stick handling drills, do some shooting. Really, for today, it's just National Indigenous People Day. Just here to really have fun at the end of the day and just get together as people and enjoy the day, celebrate the day. And like I said, just a bunch of the youth just get together and have some fun here today.
Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure you have a beautiful day. The sun's up here.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
Did you went to the sunrise ceremony this morning or no?
I did. I did one last week with the Chiefs of Ontario. I'm still worn out from that one, so I slept in a little bit today.
Okay, thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Today it's Aboriginal Day, June 21st, and we are at Kebaowek. Different activities for kids and for the adult. We do a rattle, and the people have fun with the bingo for kids and maybe for adults this afternoon. It's a beautiful day, and I wish to everyone Kwekwe. C'est la journée autochtone le 21 juin ici à Kebaowek. Différentes activités pour les enfants et pour les adultes. Tout le monde a le sourire parce qu'il fait très beau. Donc, on va essayer de trouver quelques personnes pour nous parler en français et voir si les traditions se continuent ici.
Pichimigwech, Kokomis, Bishomis, Pichimigwech, Jesus, Tibet Jesus, and to our ancestors. Pichimigwech, Gimin and Gishikat, Pichimigwech and Ishnave, Mikan Gi Musayan, Pichimigwech, Kamadzi Sorry, I'm just a little bit lost here because I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning, so my train of thought is all over the place. We are gathered here to say thanksgiving to our Creator and thank the beautiful day that we're having today. And we give thanks to creation. Creation gives us life. Our Mother Earth gives us life. Our waters. We have to take care of our waters and be respectful to all the beauty that surrounds us. I say miigwech, Creator. I say miigwech to the rocks, the plants, the trees, the animals who gives up their lives so that we may continue to live. To the swimmers, the crawlers, the winged ones that fly, we give you thanksgiving and we honor you. And we honor the ancestors who have gone on before us. And we remember those who have gone to the spirit world. And I want to say that that today is a beautiful day for all of us. It is so nice to see everybody gathered around in the community, and it just gives us a sense of freedom, which I am thankful for, and I'm sure all of you are as well. So I ask Creator to give us love and light and shine blessings upon us today. And I honor each one of you, and I say miigwech, thank you, merci.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out in great numbers. It's really great to see, everyone from our respective communities coming out to celebrate, being First Nation, being Indigenous. As the elder, reminded us today and also this morning, today's a beautiful day. It's a day to, remember and celebrate the fact that we still have languages, traditions, and culture. And today's a day that we can all come together and celebrate, that fact. What's not lost on me is the irony that, this event is being held, close to the Catholic Church. So today is not only about recognizing and celebrating being Indigenous, it's also a reminder that being First Nation hasn't always been easy. Our elder and many of our community members are residential school survivors. And it's important that we acknowledge, their contributions and the efforts that they're putting in to revitalize, the culture and the language and the ceremonies that we had been long taken away from us. So again, I'm glad to see everybody here. Stay with us for the rest of the afternoon. We have additional activities. We're going to serve, one great fish meal this evening. And again, just spend the day celebrating the fact that we're still here, and that we're here because our ancestors, did what they needed to do to ensure that. So with that, I want to acknowledge, the Noella and the elder for the ceremony, the sunrise ceremony that we did this morning. It was really a good way to start the day. Although the mosquitoes, were pretty tough at 5 o'clock in the morning. All that being said, again, enjoy yourselves, celebrate, and have a great Aboriginal Day. Thank you very much.
Kwe Kikina, Lisa Najijnakaz, Mahong Dodem, Naigan Sagagan, Nadojaba. Hello, everyone. Kwe, bonjour. It's such a beautiful day today, and really happy to be here and to welcome you to our territory, Algonquin territory, Wolf Lake territory, Kebaowek territory, our shared territory. And it's so important to have that acknowledgement for our land and our territory, because this is where our people are from as Anishinaabe. And we must never forget that. And we must always keep our connection to our land and our territory, because that's where our teachings are. And that's where a lot of our culture and our traditions come from. And so I'm really happy to be here today and to see each and every one of you, to be here to learn, to share, and to take part in our day, our special day today, to celebrate our history, our rich history throughout our land and our territories. And it's a shared history with our neighbors. Some of that history is hard, and it's not easy. Our people struggled. So the fact that we are here today is something to be absolutely proud of as Anishinaabe, with everything that has worked against us. And we're still here today, proud and strong and growing ever more resilient. So miigwech to all of our ancestors that have walked before us to get us here to where we are today. Miigwech. I'd also like to acknowledge our elders in our community. They are the keystones, the cornerstones, the pivots that hold us up and connect us to our culture and our identity and our language. All of the gifts and knowledge that they have, they share to pass on to us and to our future generations. So it's up to each of us to do that work and be a part of that transmission. So it's really great to see this gathering today. I know it's been a long time since we've gathered But this is something our people used to do. You know, we have recorded history of Grand Council taking place at Kitchissakik with Algonquin nations participating back in the 1800s. Recorded time, that's recorded history. And I'm sure our people gathered long before then. So, you know, we have our presence and we know our history. And now it's time to take it back and to share that and make sure that that's passed on to our future generations. So it's really great that we're all here today to celebrate and honor that rich culture and that history. You know, when I think back to this time of the year, you know, when our ancestors and I talked about our history and how hard, you know, they had to work. But we're coming into the season now. This today here is the longest day of the year, the summer, the solstice. And this season, you know, for our ancestors meant it was the time that they can visit and gather. And that's when, you know, these grand councils would have took place through these gatherings. And, you know, today in modern times, that's still what we do. You know, yes, we have to work, you know, 9-to-5 jobs or whatever, our work schedules. But we still take the time, you know, in the summer to gather, to spend time out on the land, learning, sharing with our family, our friends, and our neighbors. And that is the start of that today, this longest day of the year of summer solstice. So, miigwech for that. And I hope that, you know, that learning continues and we keep doing that. So today we have a number of workshops, and I encourage everybody to be out there joining them and participating and learning. And very soon we'll have a great message, or messages, I guess, coming from our great speakers that will you know, share with us and inspire us all. And that's great to hear. And I'd like to say Chi-miigwech for coming, and we're really happy to have you, the Nolan family. Really happy for you to be here with us today. So today and always is a good day to be Anishinaabe. It's a good day to be proud of your ancestors, our history, our culture, our language. It's always a good day to be Anishinaabe. And with that, I say miigwech, be proud, be happy, share, learn, and have fun today. Miigwech.
So I won't keep you too long, except just tell you, you know, with us being here today on National Aboriginal Day, and Indigenous Day, I should say, to celebrate who we are. And I think the biggest thing in our communities is family. It really is. I'm from Garden River First Nation outside the city of Sault Ste. Marie. And I grew up in a totally different era than my boys did, obviously. I grew up in a household that lacked electricity, that didn't have indoor plumbing. We had an outdoor toilet that we had to go to. Many mornings I woke up in middle of the night, you know, freezing cold because the wood stove went out, or waking up in the morning where there's no food. Playing hockey in the recreational leagues because they always told us we weren't. I wasn't good enough to play on a single A or a double A or even a triple A team. So I played host league my whole life. And so to play hockey and to come from Garden River and to play my first game in the National Hockey League when I was 23 years of age, and all of a sudden get married, having my two children, the one thing I really wanted to do along with my wife, more importantly my wife, is to create a good home for them, to create a good environment that they could they have somebody they could trust, that someone's going to be there for them. Because we wear these T-shirts now that says, you know, every child matters. They do matter, and the more time and the more effort and the more energy that we put into our kids, the better results we're going to be. So I got married when I was. We just celebrated our 42nd anniversary. We lived together for 3 years previous to that. And the proudest moments to myself is not necessarily playing in a National Hockey League or even coaching in a National Hockey League, was being a father. Was being a father to the two young boys and to watch them. And we're just talking to someone inside having lunch. Jordan was the one that took the majority of the brunt, because we, I think, went to about 8 different schools. Went to Sault Ste. Marie, we traveled all over the place, so it was really hard on them to make friends into one place. But the way they turned out and the way we raise our kids to make sure that they work for things and don't take anything for granted and be appreciative for all the gifts that the Creator presented to us. And so to watch them go through their careers, but more importantly, after their careers were over, was to go back to school. You know, Brandon got his business and marketing degree, and then Jordan just graduated too from firefighting school. So you know, you can't rest on what you did in the past, and I'm very, very, very proud of where I come from and what I was able to do in our communities. But I was one of the lucky ones, because when I left home when I was 16 years old to go to a place in northern Ontario by the Manitoba border, back then in the day they didn't accept our kind too kindly, and I remember, you know, crying myself to sleep on a number of occasions, wondering why people would treat people who looked differently from them. And you know, my two brothers came to town because we just lost our father the year before I went, and my two brothers came to town I thought to watch me play, but they came to bring me home. And I still remember to this day, as much as I didn't like playing hockey anymore, as much as I didn't like the city that I was in, the one thing I didn't want to happen was somebody chase me home to say we weren't good enough to do something, and it happened to our people over and over again. So I just really wanted to prove that we can do whatever we want to do, and we have to fight through certain things in order to get it, and to make life better for the next generation that came, because I know all the survivors in the residential schools and what they went through. It was extremely tough. So when I played that first game against the Chicago Blackhawks, I played with as I said, I was drafted by the Detroit Red Wings. The first game I played with the Red Wings, we played in Chicago Stadium, and I remember walking outside the stadium and I laid tobacco on the ground. And it wasn't for myself, it wasn't for my family and reserve and our community. It was for all the people that went before us that had the bad hand dealt to them and what they went through. So it was kind of a celebration and a recognition for them. So I was happy to play NHL for a long time. Well, actually not a long time. I got hurt. I suffered a severe back injury when I was only 26 years of age too. And at that time, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I went back to school also. I went back to Lake Superior State University, worked on a couple things, and then here's a name for you, for anybody my age and maybe a little bit younger, Phil Esposito. He owned the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds at the time, and he found out I was helping out the American team. He said, can you come and help us out with the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds? Which I did, and then about a month later, he made a big surprise. He fired the head coach, and he named me coach. And I remember telling him right away, I can't coach, Phil. And he said, just do it for a little while, you'll catch on. And the fans started booing. Then it happened all over again when people doubted your ability. So I studied. I studied how to be a coach. And in the next season, we won the league championship, and we went to Memorial Cup, and we went to 3 straight Memorial Cups in 91 to 93, and winning it in 1993. Then I got a chance to coach the Buffalo Sabres. I won NHL Coach of the Year in 96, and then it was almost like somebody turned the lights off. It was a boom. It was done, and I couldn't find a job. But the only job that was offered to me was Phil Esposito offered me another coach to coach his team, which was the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I remember coming home, and I was all excited about going back to the NHL. I told my wife, said, hey, Phil Esposito just called me, going to Tampa Bay, and Brandon was 12 years old at the time. He started crying because he didn't want to go to Tampa Bay. He wanted to play hockey in Northern Ontario. Jordan started crying because his brother was crying, and my wife started crying because they were crying. So I called up Phil, and he politely said, no, we're going to stay in Ontario. So, but you know, I think 11 years later, Brandon made his NHL debut playing against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So for all the people who made choices and decisions for your family, those were probably the best choices and best decisions you'll ever make. So on behalf of my family and with my two boys here, we started the 3 Nolans hockey camps, but people think we just go and run hockey. It's nothing to do with it. Has something to do with hockey, obviously, but more importantly, we try to talk to our kids about the importance of education, about the importance of dreaming big and goals, and choose whatever you want to choose to be, and you can be whatever you want. But I grew my boys up on these 4 principles in life that I adopted from the people around me, and number 1 is work. Anything that you want to accomplish in life, it takes a tremendous amount of work, and sometimes work is not the big thing, because you're going to have to need perseverance, because no matter how hard you work, sometimes they still don't let you in. So you got to persevere, you got to fight through, and even as much as you work, then you got to gain knowledge. You got to learn. If they're telling you you can't, you got to learn how. So I never believed in the word can't in my entire life. I probably never will. There's times that you don't know how. That doesn't mean you can't. You just got to learn how to. So work, persevere, and how. And the one I want to leave everybody with is the 4th is to dream, to dream big. When I was growing up in Garden River, I was going out and pump that pail of water to bring inside the house that was freezing cold, and there wasn't too much food. Boy, I thought maybe one day I could play this game, and maybe they'll pay me a little bit of money to do it. So I was 23 years of age. After making my rink in my backyard, it happened. So if this little skinny Ojibwe kid from Garden River could play, I'm quite sure anybody could do anything in the world that they choose to be. So on behalf of my family, again, I'm really thrilled to be here on this special day. Chief, thank you very much for inviting us here, Elder, for the opening prayer, and to welcome us, and to all the people that went to the sunrise ceremony this morning. I did one last week, and I'm feeling your pain right now. That's early in the morning, but it's a good thing. We started the day in a good way, and we just really want to thank you. And I'm not too sure, Chief, we're going to have any questions, or we just let everybody enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much. Very much.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon here. I know we're supposed to be up here for a while, but it's really hot, so we'll try and keep it short and sweet as possible here for you guys. But first off, just want to thank Kebaowek First Nation, Wolf Lake First Nation, and Melissa for inviting us to be here today on such an awesome day, National Indigenous Peoples Day. Time to celebrate our culture, our past, our present, and our future. So it's just a really special day, and we're real honored to be here for myself, my younger brother Jordan, and my father Ted. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brandon Nolan, 1/3 of the 3 Nolans. So what we do is we travel all across Canada and attend First Nation communities, Indigenous communities, and either provide motivational speeches, discussions, attend a lot of charity events, and we also do a hockey school where we have about 90 youth come through our program. I've been doing that since 2013, and we've seen over 3,000 kids now come through our program. So we're real proud of the work they've been doing with our Indigenous youth, and look forward to continue that work. But for myself, I grew up in Garden River First Nation. That's where all 3 of us are from. Small community just outside of Sault Ste. Marie, about maybe 5.5, 6 hours west of here. And I just grew up just an absolute hockey nut. Loved hockey. My father coached the local Sault Ste. Marie Greyhound team, and you know, ever since I was little, 3, 4 years old, started playing hockey. I always wanted to play in the NHL, and my father built a backyard rink just outside our back door there, and it was kind of like the place where everyone would come and hang out. Our backyard was kind of the place to be in the winter months, and you know, just getting out and playing and being active is just really important. And for me, and a lot of the youth in the community, getting on our backyard rink was kind of, like I said, the place to be, and where I fell in love with the game, and where I kind of developed my skills a little bit and worked on my slap shot. And we were over there at the outdoor rink with the youth this morning, and kind of like just the same thing we were doing out there, you know, just stick handling, shooting, doing slap shots, playing a little scrimmage. But really at the end of the day, just getting out there and having fun with with old friends, new friends, and it's kind of like just exactly what we're doing this morning. So it kind of brought me back to the backyard rink at our house and how much fun it was. But that's kind of where I just developed my skills and kind of fell in love with the game, like I said. And as I got a little bit older, like 13, 14 years old, started to get really serious about hockey. You know, kind of maybe thought, you know, maybe I could play major junior hockey, which is like QMJHL or OHL or WHL. So I played in the OHL with the Oshawa Generals, and I was able to get drafted there and play with the Generals for 3 years. It was kind of like a stepping stone from 13, 14, 15 years old to playing junior hockey. It's kind of like one stepping stone to maybe one day playing the NHL, which was my ultimate goal and dream. But I played OHL junior hockey with the Oshawa Generals for 3 years, and then just tried to, you know, try to get noticed by scouts or try and get seen by people through my play and hard work, which I was lucky enough to do. I was drafted when I was 17 years old to the New Jersey Devils. And then I was actually drafted again at age 19 to the Vancouver Canucks. So, you know, I went to training camp with guys like Patrick Eliash in New Jersey, Martin Brodeur in New Jersey. Then I was with Vancouver, like the Sedin twins, Marcus Naslin, Todd Bertuzzi. So just imagine going to an NHL training camp at 19 years old, just an Ojibwe kid from Gardner River First Nation, and just getting a chance to go there when I was 19. It was just, you know, I was really proud of myself to get there, but that's just one tiny small step to maybe one day playing in the NHL. And you know, I had to play in the minors a lot. I played professional hockey for 5 years, from age 19 to age 24. So over those 5 years of in the minor hockey league, I don't know if you know too much about pro hockey, but there's many different leagues. There's obviously the NHL, the AHL, East Coast Hockey League. So once you get lower and lower, whereas I had to battle a lot of my time, you know, I played a lot of minor pro and maybe getting 2 or 3 shifts a game and having some coaches that really didn't like you all that much or really didn't give you too much ice time. It's very tough. Like, hockey's hard enough physically, but the mental side of sports and is just so important as well. So just going through those tough times, you know, looking back, it was hard. It was hard for me to go through at the time, but you know, every tough time that you go through, I feel like it kind of makes you a lot stronger. So kind of appreciate looking back now, going through those tough times as a 19, 20, 22, 23-year-old, trying to make it one day to the NHL. And over those 5 years of many different leagues, I even went over to Sweden for half a year, came back, finally found a coach and team that believed me in the Carolina Hurricanes and the Albany River Rats. It's kind of like a shared team, and found a coach that believed in me, a coach that gave me ice time. And for any kids or younger people out there, I know it's just so important to find, you know, whether it's getting support from your parents, support from your family, having a teacher that believes in you, teacher that, you know, that knows you can do great things, or a coach that knows you can do great things, whether it's soccer or hockey or baseball, or just having a coach that treats you well and believes that you can do great. And for me, it took me to age 24 to find that one coach that gave me a chance to show what I can do. And it was that year that I started to play pretty good hockey. I worked extremely hard, and when I was 24 years old, I played my first NHL game with the Carolina Hurricanes, actually against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who's in the Stanley Cup final right now. So I just remember going to Tampa Bay. My brother was in the stands. My father was coaching the New York Islanders at the time, another NHL team, and so he couldn't make it, but my mom was there. My wife, not at the time, but she was my girlfriend at the time, my wife now. She was there, a couple friends were there, and it was just like, it just happened so fast. You know, like I said, just dreaming of playing the NHL at age 3 or 4, and then you're 24 years old, and there you are playing at an NHL arena against amazingly good hockey players like Vincent Lecavalier and Brad Richards, and guys that I kind of watched when I was a kid. So it was just, like I said, with anything, like whether it's junior hockey or going back to school or playing the NHL, it's just, you know, just proud and thinking about all the hard work that, it's anything you accomplish in life, whether it's business or sports or whatever, it just takes so much dedication, hard work to try and do something great in your life. And for me, it was just trying to one day get to the NHL and to realize that dream and to get there at age 24. It was really cool. And like I said, just proud of myself to get there, especially with the things I had to go through. But kind of a weird story. And it was, so I made the NHL when I was 24 years old. And then just 2 months later, I suffered a career-ending concussion. I got hit in the side of the head. So only 2 months after playing my first NHL game, playing 6 games in the NHL, and then suffering a concussion, I was never able to play hockey again. So I had to retire at the age of 24, which is kind of just, you know, you go through the battles of hockey and pro hockey, but you know, this was something totally different, just with a head injury. You know, I didn't sleep well. I couldn't read books. I couldn't, you know, go to malls or go to bright lights or go to movies with loud noises. It was just really tough to get the concussion at age 25. And then, you know, when you kind of deal with things and you kind of get through certain situations, I kind of just thought, you know, I want to try and do something for myself and my family. And you know, I had my first child at the time. I have 3 now. So I have three young children, aged 10, 8, and 6. And but at the time, I only had 1, and I just wanted to, I wanted to do something that I could be proud of, something my family could be proud of. So at the age of 27, I went back to college, university. I got a degree in business, and everywhere I go, like whether it's an event like this or speaking at different graduations or high schools or grade schools, I always talk about like going through hockey or whatnot. But probably one of the best decisions I made outside of getting married and having kids was definitely like the best decision by far was going back to school and getting educated. And for me, it took me 27 years to find out how important education was. And but I'm glad I took that leap and I found how important it was, just because it's just provided a lot of opportunity. There's many jobs you can't really get without being educated, and certain things that you just don't know about until you go to college, university, and learn those skills and those traits. So, like I said, just going back to college and university was just so important for me, and something that I want to do for myself and my family, like I said, and it allowed me to take a couple jobs. Everything I've done past I graduated at age 30, and everything that I've done past the age of 30 has been for Indigenous people. Took a job with the Aboriginal Affairs, working with the government, then a small consulting firm on Indigenous projects, and now with the work that we do, get to do with Indigenous youth all across Canada. So, really this has all come from going back to school and getting educated, and like I said, if there's any younger people listening out there, just seeing how important education was, because it really just changed my life, and it just allowed us to get out here in the communities and to do some really cool things. So that's kind of my quick story in a nutshell. Just going through pro hockey and going back to school and getting educated and seeing how important that was. So I know my brother is going to share his story, and my father Ted will share his story, but I think at the end we'll probably just maybe pass the mic around, and if anyone has any questions, anything that was said here today, or any questions you have about myself or my younger brother here who's won 3 Stanley Cups, or my father Ted who's won NHL Coach of the Year, or coaching the Winter Olympics games. So if you have any questions here, hold on to them. We'll take them all at the end. But like I said, just really, really proud and honored to be here today. Such a wonderful day, Indigenous Peoples Day, and just continue to be proud of who we are, continue to be proud people, and I think we have many great things coming with our youth coming up, many different, through education or sport, or we just really encourage the youth everywhere we go to try and do something special and something really important in their lives, and for us, when we go and speak, it's really just, I think it's everyone's responsibility to give back in some form, and everyone's responsibility to be a good citizen within their community and to help out. So if we can teach our young people at, like I said, at young age to give back where they can, or to be respectful, or we're pretty good at that as Indigenous people, but if we keep harping on that and keep hammering that into our young people, we'll be proud of all of our young people as they grow into adults. So like I said, happy to be here, proud to be here. Thank you for listening, and I'm going to pass on to my younger brother Jordan But great to see you all today, and hope to meet you face to face here once we're all wrapped up and done.
Hi, my name is Jordan Nolan. I am, again, one of the 3 Nolans, and like my brother said, growing up at Garden River, kind of falling in love with hockey and watching my dad spend hours and hours making us the rink in the backyard and stomping down the snow, making sure it was nice and flat for us. But my story is very similar to my brother, obviously, growing up loving the game, watching my dad coach the Sioux Greyhounds. But when I was 16, or when I was in grade 10, I got drafted to the Ontario Hockey League. And at that time, I believe my dad was coaching in Long Island. My brother was coaching in Moncton. My dad was in Moncton, I believe, coaching the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. My brother was playing in the American Hockey League in Manitoba. And I just had to move to Erie, Pennsylvania to start my Ontario Hockey League career. So that was extremely tough for me. I think leaving home, I think for anyone is tough, but when your parents and your brother are in different cities, it makes it a little bit more tougher. But I left home and I made the team in grade 11 as an underager, which is 16. And I think I only lasted till about Christmas time because my mom was spending her time between my dad, my brother, and myself. So I actually coming back home after Christmas, and I just wanted to kind of hang out with my friends and play junior B hockey for my local team. But I was lucky enough to get traded to the Windsor Spitfires, where I played 2 years of junior hockey there. I met my now wife at the time, and after 2 years in Windsor, I was lucky enough to get traded to the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. So I spent my last 2 years playing in my hometown. I live with my parents in Garden River, and I had a coach who kind of believed me, Danny Lambert, who's my dad coached him back in the day, and kind of gave me that confidence, that ice time that I needed throughout my OHL career. And I was fortunate enough to get drafted to the LA Kings in the 7th round as a 19-year-old. I didn't take hockey too seriously in junior hockey. I was out, having fun on weekends, and maybe wasn't working as hard as I should have been. But I think having my dad and my brother there to support me and kind of show me the path that I need to take definitely helped out, because I decided at the age of 19 it was either go to school and pursue an education or try my hand at professional hockey. So I talked to my dad, and we hired a special trainer and kind of made me stay in and go to bed a little bit early on the weekends. And I was lucky enough to get drafted the seventh round of the LA Kings. And I spent down in the American Hockey League for a year and a half down in Manchester, New Hampshire. And like my same as my brother, I got called up and played my first game in Long Island, I believe. Myself and Dwight King, who's Métis from Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan. So we had a 4-hour drive there. They call you up and they say, hey, you're coming to play a game for the LA Kings. You don't know what to pack. You don't know how long you're going for. So we packed a little suitcase, and my brother flew down to the game. My mom was there. I think my dad was coaching somewhere at the time. But yeah, that was extremely special moment for myself. Again, you work so hard for this, and you've been dreaming about it your whole life. So to make the NHL at 22 years old and to have your family there supporting you, and then you fast forward a couple months, and next thing you know, we're in the Stanley Cup Finals against the New Jersey Devils in 2012. So during that time, I was just so happy to be there, so thankful, and every story is different. My brother, his took a little bit longer because he needed to find that coach who kind of believed him and pushed him. When I went to LA, we had Daryl Sutter, who now coaches the Flames, and he's always kind of appreciated bigger bodies, players who play more physical. So as soon as he got the job, he came down to watch us in Manchester, and kind of gave myself and Dwight King a chance, and brought us up for that playoff push. But during the time in the Stanley Cup Finals, I believe, back home in Garden River, we had our whole community supporting me. I know they get gathered at the community hall and watch a couple of my games. So, as soon as we won the Stanley Cup in LA, they handed a little list, and you could fill out what day you want the Stanley Cup and where you want to bring it. So, obviously, talking to our family, we decided to bring it back to Garden River, and we just had a very special day back then. We had just really intimate moments at our house with our family and friends, and then we had a little Q&A and some pictures with the whole community who supported me. We did a powwow ceremony that was put on by my aunt, and that was probably one of the most special days of my life, just being able to bring the Stanley Cup back to the community that supported me throughout my whole life. Not only supported me, but my dad, my brother, and have always been there to kind of watch our games when they'd always drive down to Detroit, because I believe that was our closest NHL city. So they always supported us, and they always know they're watching me. But we actually we won the Stanley Cup again in 2014, and again we brought it back to Garden River. And I think we had such a perfect day the first time, so we pretty much did the exact same thing in 2014, again with just family and friends, and sharing the cup with the community, our elders. And those are some of the special days. And we had this famous picture that this is Indian Land Bridge, where all three of us were on top there. And my dad can talk about that later on. But that means a lot to our family, and that was a very special moment for not only myself but our community and our people. And during my NHL career, there's lots of nice cities to play in. You play in New York City and all these big, amazing arenas. But I always appreciated playing in the Canadian cities, especially like Ottawa, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, because that's when I really kind of see some familiar faces in the crowd, some Indigenous fans. So those were probably the best cities that I enjoyed playing in. So it would have been nice to play in Edmonton or Winnipeg. And I remember one time in Ottawa, I think I had about 50 people come down from my community to watch me play. So I always kind of felt that support from my community throughout my whole career. And it was definitely special to play NHL. But I played a couple more seasons for the LA Kings, and then after that I played for the Buffalo Sabres for a year. And I was able to kind of play close to home. My dad lived 45 minutes away, and my brother was an hour and a half. So I spent a year there, and then I went to the St. Louis Blues, where I started out in the American Hockey League, and I lived down in San Antonio, Texas, for about a year and a half playing in the American League. Again, was lucky enough to kind of get called up to the NHL, and had a coach, Craig Berube, who's Métis, I believe, kind of give me an opportunity, and we ended up winning the Stanley Cup in 2019. So I got my name on the 2 Stanley Cups for the LA Kings, and then St. Louis was lucky enough to give me a Stanley Cup ring to kind of celebrate me being there. But those were obviously great experiences, and during my NHL career, this is when my brother started 3 Nolans, I believe in 2013. So I felt pretty lucky to have my dad, my brother, kind of paving the road for me and creating that path. So as soon as my career came to an end about a year and a half ago, we kind of just transitioned to this. But I finished off with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I went to training camp, and at the time we just had my second daughter, so I had to leave on Christmas Day, and I think I had a 2-week quarantine in a hotel and a 2-week NHL training camp with guys like Sidney Crosby and Malkin and Chris Letang. And at the time, my wife was having a tough time because we had 2 young girls at home, and it's COVID, and I'm living in a hotel. So we decided that it was best for me to kind of come home and pursue something else. So we had about 4 or 5 months where you're kind of feeling sorry for yourself. You're kind of not sure what to do with your life. You've played hockey pretty much your whole life since you're 2 years old, and now it's come to an end. So like my brother, I decided to go back to school and get an education. Again, I wasn't a big fan of school when I was 19, but like you said, you appreciate when you're older. So now, me being 32, going through school right now, turning 33 in a couple of days, it's special. It means a lot for me to pursue my education and not only not have to kind of rely on hockey to feed my family. But no, I'm looking forward to kind of the next chapter of my life, and working with my family more over the years and pursuing an education. So I think yeah. And also, if you guys haven't checked out Shorzy, the TV show that we're on right now, me and my brother got to film that in November, and that was a fun experience. So I have any questions about that? But I was extremely shy growing up, especially in elementary school and high school, because we moved around so much. So we're always trying to make new friends, and I think went to about 6 different high schools. So someone pursued us to be in the TV show Shorzy on Crave, and that was a fun experience. It's something we never do. So everything kind of stemmed from hockey, but a lot of hard work and a lot of time went into that to create this opportunity. So I think whatever you decide to do, make sure you put everything into it, because I think some things will come out of it. So thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Abby Down.
Hi, I'm Delissa Down.
Hi, I'm Desiree Down. And what are you guys here for today?
Aboriginal Day. Indigenous Peoples Day.
And are you having a good time?
Yeah. Yep. Having a great time.
All right. It's okay.
Say hello.
Hi, Philios. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I know you. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. How about you?
Oh, good.
Excuse me. What is that? What is this thing?
This is a camera.
Why a camera?
Yeah.
Because I work with cameras.
Oh, that's a little tiny little camera.
Yes, it is.
I did not see that before.
Yeah, it's a cool little camera.
One of them. Earrings I didn't make myself though.
Hey, Lois. How you doing?
Good, you?
Not bad, not bad.
No? My hairpiece? Like years ago is still inside
Did you kick the camera? Woo! There you go. How you doing?
And there's one other important Miigwech that both Chief Lance and I have to offer here. And of course, it's all for your presence today, but really this day could not have happened without the leaders in our community. And those leaders are our staff today that have, came here and volunteered their time to be a part of organizing this day for everyone to enjoy. So with that, I'd like to offer a round of applause and say Miigwech to all of our staff for helping organizing this day for all of us, our communities.